poison on my blade. Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate! Armor will no longer protect you! Let's see if you can ward off this fate! A bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! poison on my blade. Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
You are from the continent, are you not?
Indeed. I am from the congregation of merchants. To whom do I have the privilege?
Sister Ephesia, envoy of Ptolemy, by the grace of the Illuminated. Enchanted, the Mother Cardinal has tasked me to investigate the...
She also sent me here, to be your secretary.
What excellent news. You cannot imagine how might I help you.
Have you been here for a long time?
Since the beginning of my investigation. A few weeks, perhaps, although it feels like months. I'm not particularly fond of the wild, and I find this place unsettling.
I see.
Anything else?
How has your mission fared up until now, sister?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I haven't been able to get much from their chief and their priest. Are evasive when questioned. As for the other natives, their behavior can be quite odd. They'll spend hours just... But as soon as I come close, they chase me away. They frighten me, I must... There is a heavy veil of evil here. I feel it, Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you. Anything else?
That will be all, Sister Ephesia. Good day. Are you... I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
The people of your island are constantly asking questions have no value when one...
But...
It is your case. You believe you answer your own questions. At least then the answers will please you.
That is not what I...
Quoi?
Ber Tirtumad on Olmenawi. I am Deirdre. Is it you who helped my warriors discover what the men...
Indeed.
Then I thank you. It's probably because you are an Olmenau. What do you seek?
Can you tell me something about your belief?
We believe that we are part of an everything. Our strength is drawn from that, and that which surrounds us
What can you tell me about your
I have heard this question before. The rituals are the business of the Donegada, not of the Renoixe. Anything more?
I need to be going.
Quawalem.
Good day.
Do you want something?
Could you answer a few questions?
Questions. Let us play a game. If you answer my question...
If it's the only way to get answers, then...
I am pleased. We will have... What name is given the place from where you...
I come from Serene, a grand city on the continent of Gicane.
Really? It is possible that you come from there, but Your turn.
What can you tell me about the rituals?
Oh, I see what interests you. You want to know how our... But I don't have an answer. It is a secret of the rituals I know are made to celebrate nature. Let's try something else. Are you on Olmenawi with your land? Or did you inherit your link from your parents?
I'm not bound. Or at least I haven't done anything in particular to bind myself.
Then it was your parents. One of them at least must have been your turn.
Could you tell me more about your...
What a strange question. I don't believe. I know. Every river, every rock, every beast. In exchange for these gifts, we honor her. Give her our dead. We do everything in our power. It was fun. More than with a woman who makes light. She did not want to play.
Traitor. An Anolmenawe does not wear the...
Can't you leave us alone?
Leave me be! Even your thoughts are loud and break my peace!
Ernaikse ja toigen quachesa de elodeis, samermila, mach de wegander.
Leave me be! Even your thoughts are loud and break my peace!
You have a strange stare, Renaikse. Leave me alone.
Ernaikse ja toigen quachesa de elodeis, samermila, mach de wegander.
Do you want something? Enough questions.
Ernaikse ja toigen quachesa de elodeis, samermila.
Traitor. An Anolmenawe does not wear the...
Can't you leave us alone? Monisanaig! Can't you leave us alone? Monisanaig!
Anything new?
No. The investigation has gone stale. Perhaps you should talk to them.
blade. Then let's go! Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
What an astounding place.
My mother told me about this place. She said that the village was devoured by the houses of the sons. How could their chief accept this?
All that's left to do is to find Father Justinius.
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse of faith, harmony, and civilization.
Thank you. Desade. I'm the
And I am Father Justinius.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives... They are so naive. Either way.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened...
I wonder how my people could accept the priest settling in their home like this.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence. Father,
I'm glad to
why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to... By living side by side with them, it is much easier.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who have
left. To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stay, some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That...
And how well have neighboring villages welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them mission. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, but the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slow.
Tell me about how you created it.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around... The islanders called it Vigsenegad, which translates to, we saw it as a sign. The natives and everything here fit the description of St. Lucius, the discovery of the tablet. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here.
There are no Onol Manawi and no warriors here either. Did they all leave?
Perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day we will manage to convince your... But, in the meantime, We must settle for the mirror. Nobody thought we could live side by side with your...
I must leave you.
May the enlightened...
I am busy. If you have questions, go see Sister Eugenia. She's our supervisor.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that...
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is...
Whom do you suspect of being the...
Alas. I'm afraid there are many Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
The Mother Cardinal told... Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings. And then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you were...
Most of them were not in favor of us living. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with them?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo loomed. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlu, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally...
Thank you. This information will certainly... Thank you. I will let you work. Do you have any ideas about who stole the tablets?
Some of the village savages helped us during the search. Perhaps they are behind all of this. There was a particular woman who seemed to want us to be there. I don't remember her name, though.
Do you have any ideas about who stole the tablets?
Some of the village savages helped us during the search. Perhaps they are behind all of this. There was a particular woman who seemed to want us to be there.
If you are saying that these tablets bear writings from the very hand of our holy founder, then we must find them. Without them, all our research to trace the life of Saint Matthias on this island is doomed to failure. If these savages have stolen them, we will have to take them back, by force if necessary.
Greetings. De Sardet. I am handling the...
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of...
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.